What's going on, internet? What's going on, YouTube? Thank you very much for tuning in once again to an episode of Ty Talks. Ty Talks is, of course, as I explained in the last video, what I like to talk about, something I'm interested in, passionate about, such as video games, as is the case here. So last video we did the top 5 games that I got in 2018, whether it was purchased or whether it was a free-to-play game. Just a top 5 game that I enjoyed. And today we're talking about the top 5 most disappointing games that I played. Or in one case, one of the honorable mentions I didn't play because that's how disappointed I was. That's how disappointed I was that I didn't even play it. But yeah, this will be an interesting list. I'm really positive when it comes to games. I think gaming is at an all-time high right now, and some people might disagree, some old school gamers. My personal favorite era of gaming was the PS2. I think that just my absolute favorite console. There wasn't a single bad game on there. No, I'm sure there's some. I just didn't play it. I think gaming is at an all-time high, but it's also at an all-time criticism right now because the expectations are so high because we know what they can deliver. It's just they don't, and they choose not to, and they just make wrong calls, as you'll see in a lot of these examples. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we're going to start off with some honorable mentions. These two games did not make the top 5, but you know what? They were bad enough to make an honorable mention. This is Dynasty Warriors 9. I was a huge fan of Dynasty Warriors when I was a kid. Dynasty Warriors 4 and 5 in particular were my two favorites. 3 was also really good. This game, they didn't bring it. This is some PS4 gameplay right here. I went over to a friend's house and tried this game, and he bought it. That's pretty much how I decide if I'm going to buy a game, and I either watch gameplay from other streamers or YouTubers, or I go to a friend's house that has confirmed with me that they bought the game, and I sit down for an hour, I try it for myself, and that's all I really need. I make my conclusion about an hour, because you can get a good sense of a game from actually getting a controller in your hands, or a keyboard, mouse, or whatever you prefer, and trying the game for yourself. This game, it's just not enough. They don't bring back the magic that made this franchise so great. But hey, there's always the next game, right? There's always, maybe Dynasty Warriors 10, maybe that's the one. Maybe that's the one that brings it back. So yes, honorable mention number 1 is Dynasty Warriors 9. Honorable mention number 2 is Fallout 76. Not much has to be said about this game. Do I really have to go into detail about this game? One of the most disappointing games of all time. I mean, people were throwing fits in GameStop stores now. I mean, just talk about a disappointment. This is the only game on this entire list that I did not play because I saw enough from what I saw from gameplay from YouTubers such as this guy, the Rad Brad. Definitely go check out his channel. I mean, just huge. I mean, he's almost at 10 million subscribers. Go help him out. I mean, yeah, like he needs help. I don't think he needs any help. But yeah, the Rad Brad. This is his gameplay right here. Just a disappointing game. It brought the Fallout franchise, to an impending death, it seems like. So yes, the last honorable mention, Fallout 76. Starting around the top 5 list is Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, calm down. Calm down. I know, Tyler. How is Sea of Thieves on your top 5 list, but Red Dead Redemption is on your disappointing list? I'm going to tell you straight up. I became a PC gamer this year, in July, and I was pretty appalled and disgusted that Rockstar did not make this for PC yet. Now, of course, there is rumors that they might eventually make it for PC, but the magic is gone after the game's been out for a year and a half. You've seen the entire game. You've played it on your buddy's consoles, that is my example. Of course I have played this game. It is good. I think the movement is still, the movement is still a little clunky. It's very GTA-ish, which it's decent, but my lord, do the graphics look insanely good. It's a great story, of course. The multiplayer, not a huge fan of the multiplayer, but you know what? It serves a purpose for sure. There are definitely people that want to play the multiplayer. The whole disappointment thing, the reason it's on this is because it's straight up because it didn't come out on PC. Maybe I'm bitter. Maybe I'm just jealous. But when I played it for about 2 or 3 hours on my friend's console, I couldn't help but think, man, I would spend $60 on this game. I would like to give you my money, Rockstar. I would give it to you straight up. Like, we can just skip the whole Steam thing. I'll give you $60. I'll mail it to your headquarters. Give me a PC version of the game. But they didn't do that, did they? No, they didn't, because for whatever reason, they don't think it's a market. They don't think it's worth putting the time into. We might get the game eventually. That's what happened with GTA 5, was that the game, of course, came out. That one I more understand, because PC gaming, it's grown so much since GTA 5 first came out. What was that, 5 years ago? It was 2013, I think that game came out. PC gaming has grown rapidly, and as has the player base in the past 5 years. So that one I understand a little bit more. We did eventually get GTA 5 on PC, of course, but it was about a year and a half later. I think that will be a similar situation with Red Dead. I'm crying out to you, Rockstar. I'm crying out to you. Please, Make the game for PC. Number 5, Red Dead Redemption 2. On with the list, we are going with number 4, Kirby Star Allies. So, Kirby Star Allies is a Nintendo Switch game, exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. I bought this game the day it came out for $60, and boy, was I disappointed. To be fair, this is the first ever Kirby mainline game that has ever gone HD. It's the first ever HD game, so they got it with that. Boom, got the graphics. It's Nintendo Switch hardware, so it can contain some insane graphics. They did a fantastic job with the look of the game, but man, is this game too easy. First of all, the story mode, I finished it, I don't know about you guys, I've heard 3 hours. I finished about 3 hours and 45 minutes. I just split it up in 2 days. And I basically did 2 kind of long sessions, I guess long, and I beat the game in 3 hours and 45 minutes on the normal difficulty. This is too easy. It's too simple. The fact that it's $60 is an absolute embarrassment. I mean, Nintendo gets a lot of slack for the fact that they never do game sales at all. I mean, good lord, if you want to go to GameStop and buy a pre-owned Super Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild, games that came out in 2017. Granted, it was late 2017, but if you want to buy pre-owned games like that, $55 for a pre-owned game. It's just $5 more to buy the new version of the game. The games never go on sale. They like to price the games at $60 if they feel that it's worth it. Unless, like, individual titles like Mega Man or something say, like, no, we're doing $30. And there are a couple other examples, too. I know Mario Party was $60. I don't think that's worth $60. Donkey Kong Tropical Island was $60. I don't think that's worth $60. And Kirby Star Allies, far and above, is not worth $60. But guess how much it is still on the eShop right now? $60. It's just, I think it's a fun game. I just wish it was longer, and I wish there was more to do. So yeah, number 4, I'm sorry, Kirby. It's a disappointing game. Moving on with the list, we are now at number 3. We're going into some of my gameplay here. I try not to steal too much gameplay from other YouTubers, but you know what? I'm lazy. What are you going to do? FIFA 19 is number 3. Okay, mixed reactions here. FIFA 19 is a game I have bought every single year since FIFA 09. I buy it every year at the release date. I have an insane... It's the only game that I'll buy a hard copy of. FIFA 19 is the only game I don't have a hard copy of. I'm actually trying to find a used copy of it for the Xbox just so I can have the case, because I have a case collection since FIFA 09. I even have the 2 World Cup versions. I even have FIFA Street. I just think it's a cool collection to kind of have, where I continue to have the cases. FIFA 19, it's a great game, and I never will stop playing it. But with that being said, they just refuse to get creative and innovate this game. At least in the past 2 years, they've added the Journey mode. The Journey mode Part 2 is not nearly as good as the Journey Part 1 with Alex Hunter. I mean, it's not even close to as good as Part 1. At least they're trying something, but for goodness sakes, can they please change up this game a little bit? If you guys follow the stream, you know I'm not the biggest fan of Ultimate Team. I think Ultimate Team, it's a pay-to-win kind of game mode. But with that being said, it is the most competitive game mode. If you want to get some real competitiveness out of the game, Ultimate Team is the way to go. I just think it takes too long. By the time you build up a squad you actually like in a legit way, without like buying coins online and stuff and spending real money for packs, by the time you get a legit squad by legitimately playing and earning it, the next game's coming out. It's already September. The next game's coming out. Unless you absolutely grind this game and you don't play any other games, which is something I'll never do. I will never stick to one game unless... I guess never say never. I'm really hoping an addicting game comes out like that to where I just can't stop playing it. This game, I wish they would just spice up career mode a little bit. If you guys follow the stream, that is the game mode I'm most interested in, is career mode. They have not changed career mode in years. It's the same hashed out thing. It's a little repetitive. However, I'm still enjoying it and still playing it just because I like the novelty of it. But I think they could do something. Pro Clubs is another game mode. I wish they would update Pro Clubs. Come on, do something. I've had quite a few ideas of Pro Clubs, which I'm going to save that for another video. I want to do a Pro Club specific video. But just a little sneak peek of that. I think they should integrate Pro Clubs with real players as the AIs. Because, of course, you can play as any, but you can also play as just your player. So that way, besides you and your buddies, the rest of the players on your team are AIs. They're computers. I think they should make them real players, not these just bots with fake names. They should make them real players, and their skill level is based on the division you're in. Like, if you're in Division 1, you'll get some legitimate Premier League and La Liga players. Maybe not in the 90 overalls or something. I don't think that should be a thing. But, high 80s. But if you're in Division 10 or Division 9, you get, like, low 60 overall players. But they're real players, at least, so it makes the game at least a little bit more interesting. So yeah, FIFA 19, it's a consistent game in a way, but man, they refuse to take risks and really change the game. All they do is change how water looks when it's falling on the pitch, or how good the grass looks when the players running on it. I mean, make some real changes to the game, for God's sake. So yeah, number 3, well deservedly, FIFA 19. With some of my gameplay here. This is the gameplay from the official launch day of Battlefield 5. This is the day it came out. Sorry. Battlefield 5. I mean, this is on a lot of people's list for most disappointing games. They spent a decent amount of time on it. You know, they don't release games every year like Call of Duty do. They wait 2 years typically. A lot of people wanted a more modern version. They were kind of tired of Battlefield 1 and the World War I scenes, but they decided to move on to the World War II scene. And it seems like that decision did not pay off to stick with the World War II theme. A lot can be said about it. I think, again, Battlefield is similar to FIFA where, yeah, it's going to be a good game. Don't get me wrong. But the hype and the marketing in this game makes it seem like it's God's greatest creation. And it's not. Let's be honest. For me personally, I've only streamed this game about 4 times because the game it simply does not run well on my PC. Now, granted, I don't have an extremely high PC setup, but you know what? I have a decent PC. I have an i7 processor in it. My graphics card, it's not as good as I would like it to be. It's a 1050 GeForce Ti. The recommended graphics card, now recommended, not minimum, but I'm talking recommended for this game, is listed as a 1060 Ti. So I'm just under the recommended graphics card. So yes, perhaps part of it is my problem. But when I try and stream this game, of course, I use it all on the PC. I don't have a streaming PC yet. Never say never. But I play it and stream it on the PC. And as you can see, there's just a little bit of lag, frame drops. The game, it doesn't feel crisp. The shooting isn't crisp. It's making my KD go down. I'm not helping the team as much because it impacts gameplay. It really does. These things matter. Now, I did play it off stream once, and I did notice a bit of a difference. So, I mean, streaming definitely does take a little bit toll of, but even without streaming, it still wasn't nearly as crisp as I would like it to be. So, that's a big reason for it. And also, just the whole bullshit with, like, the Russian woman and stuff. They're basically trying to, like, rewrite World War II. They're putting false history in there just to, like, I don't know, try and demograph to all markets, I guess, to female gamers, I suppose. I have no idea what their goal was with that. Either way, everybody called their bullshit out on it. They didn't like it, and it's one of the most disappointing games of 2018. Coming in at number 1 of the top 5 most disappointing games of 2018, Islands of Nine Battle Royale. This was a $30 game. They actually did not go the free-to-play route that a lot of games have been going, with the Battle Royale market in particular. Excuse me. They went with a $30. I mean, talk about a failure. This game came out in early access on Steam. This is PC only, by the way. Early access, what was it, July? Sometime in July. So right about when I built my PC. I got the game in August. I tried it out. The first time I played it, I was like, you know what? This is a good game. There's a lot of people playing. But the second time I played it, I suddenly could not find a game. This game had a lot of kickstart to it, too. It had a lot of hype around it. They had a lot of streamers playing this game. Shroud was playing it. Dr. Disrespect was playing it. StoneMountain64 was playing it. Aculite was playing it. A lot of people were into this game, and they were willing to give it a chance because it's like a sci-fi, science fiction type Battle Royale, which we haven't seen before. It's a different, again, kind of similar to Realm Royale and Islands of, Ring of Elysium. It's a different take on the Battle Royale genre, which is what this genre needs to make it not die, basically, and to keep it one of the most fastest growing genres in the game market right now. It brought something different. It really did. The shooting was decent. It was realistic. It had there wasn't really as much content. There wasn't like a lot of, stuff you could pick up. They had grenades and stuff. As you can like look at this inventory here, you can kind of get a basis of what you can get. You could carry 3 guns, so that's cool. The map was small. I think they made the first circle in the map like way too small to where you don't even have a chance to explore the map. It's very fast paced, so I do like that they had that going for them. It was a 60-person only Battle Royale. Man, did this game die a death. I actually previously made a video about a month ago and it was titled, Will Islands of Nine Come Back from the Dead? And guess what? No, it didn't. And as a matter of fact, it got buried even farther. They tried. You know what? They tried. It was a small, to be fair, Define Human Studios was a small indie developer. They put a lot of work into this game, but they didn't have a big staff, did they? They made a free-to-play weekend which brought a lot of people back to the game. And again, I saw players like Shroud once again playing the game, like getting eyes on this game. It was, it was pretty much free marketing. They made the game free to play, and then they announced after the free to play weekend it was getting like a 80% price drop or something. It was going down from $30 to $10, and that players that paid the full $30 were getting like a rare skin. And they did. I got the rare skin for my knife. I got one for a gun. Cool. I mean, I'm not gonna get that mad. But then, even after they dropped it to $10, about 3 weeks later, it was announced that Defiant Human Studios is shutting down, and the game will no longer be in active development. It remains on Steam, and the servers remain open, but the game is officially dead. There is no longer a staff monitoring the game. It is dead. This is definitely the most disappointing game of 2018 to me, simply because I had a lot of hype for this game. I thought it would be good, and guess what? It wasn't. So yeah, you know what? I try not to shit on games too much, but this is the one out of the whole list that I just have to shit on because they really did make a decent game. I'm gonna miss the Battle Dome. I miss the Battle Dome. They just didn't actively develop it as fast or as quickly as they should have. I mean, look at this clip right here. I'm gonna get stuck in it. Look, you see there was like an opening door there, right? There was an opening there. I got in the building off the drop, right? Watch this. I'm trying to find my way out the building. Watch this. Oh, that's cut off. That's weird. Okay, I guess there's no guns in here. So let me go ahead and get out, and I'll start the game. But wait a minute. There's no way out. How did I get in there if there's no way out? Just look at my face. I'm just so confused. I'm like, wait a minute. How can I get out? There's no door up there. There's no door down there. But yet I still dropped in it. So just stuff like that. That the game, it didn't run terribly, smoothly, but it was decent enough. But yeah, this is my most disappointing game of 2018. Do it for the list. Let me know your top 5 disappointing games that came out in 2018. Those are my 5. I think all 5. Again, I like to be on the positive side. I think all 5 of those games definitely have something to bring to the gaming market, and they still can. Well, except Islands of Nine. That game's like literally dead. Like it's actually dead. So that game no longer has anything to bring to it. But it can bring a lesson learned for future indie developers. But without further ado, that's gonna be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed these little top 5 lists. I hope to be doing more of these. Give it a like, share, and subscribe. Follow my Twitch channel. I stream 6 days a week. That is in the description down below. And I'll see you in the next one.